This session is called Words of Wisdom. So I thought for all of you here who might be hearing Sudhaji in person today, we'd begin with her journey with words and books. And Sudhaji, my first question to you is, how did your life in books begin as a child, and what was your first encounter with books and words?
Many times, good evening to everyone, and it's nice to come to a place or a state in India where they love words, books, letters and literature. You and Bengal, Kerala and Bengal are two states. It is always a joyous occasion for any authors to address people, unlike some other states where you go and only you are there. Okay, this is not like that. Okay. I remember once, I have written about this. When I was married, I was a new bride. Mr. Murty took me to somebody's house. Both of us were software engineers, so he told, I will take you to some rich man's house or something. Murty knew someone and they called us for dinner because we were married about a week back. I went there and I saw their house, everything. They served in a silver thali, and when we came back, I said, they are very poor people. I said, how do you say that? I said, they did not have a bookshelf in their house. So for me, books are not just a bunch of pages. They are my life. I never keep a book on the floor because I feel they will become like they shiver, I feel. I never misuse a book because they are living, for me they are like my siblings. I grew up with books with lot of affection. A book should be kept clean and it should not have no yellow dots, it should be covered well. And when I had less money, I used to tell Mr. Murty that every month, whatever happens, we will take 300 rupees out of our pocket and we should buy books. And we will go to Bombay Fort area, there is one bookshop, Shanbag's bookshop, now they have different name. Always he will buy and he said, oh, this month I have some lectures, this month I have 1 or 2 months, like a good bride. I said, okay. Then I realized this is a trick men play. I said, no. I told Murty, no, even I have something to do. So we used to fight over books in 300 rupees, who should buy. Then I made a deal that 150, he should buy 150. Now when God is kind, we got money. I said, no more sharing, my library is separate than yours. For me, books means my siblings, my life. I enjoy their company than anyone else's company. And this I learned in a very young age, maybe because I come from a teacher's family, where books are exceptionally valued, and it was the only gift we received until I was married. So it is not just a book for me. There is a song in Hindi, "A chudi nahi hai, mera dil hai." Oh, a book nahi hai, a kitab nahi hai, mera dil hai.
Beautiful. And what were the kind of books that first started out with, in your own life?
I did not have much chance actually to read different things because I stayed in a village with my grandparents, and the village had a very small library. I'm talking about 1950s. None of you are born, only I was born that time. Okay? And we did not have different types of books. So I read mainly Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavata, and of course Yaksha Prashne, Upanishad actually, that was translated. Such books I read for a long time without understanding much. But when I started, when I went to my parents' house in a city, then I will read everything. Whatever I get, I will read. But I was fascinated by history books. In a young age, I was fascinated by any book which has a history, I will read. We did not have internet and all. Maybe I would have read a lot more on internet, but we did not have that facility. In one summer, I told my father, I'm getting bored. I have a brother who is a professor at Caltech. His name is Srinivas. He said, I'm getting bored. Both of us went to our father and told we are getting bored. My other two sisters never talk, that they're quieter people. They will help my mother in kitchen and they will also do embroidery, everything. We two were spoiled brats, okay? We went and told. My father said, no, you are not going anywhere. This entire 3 months you should do something useful. So I and my brother decided what to do. He was from Central School, so he by-hearted entire dictionary. Oxford dictionary, I by-hearted entire Kannada Kasturi Kosha dictionary. So that is the way we were brought up. Dictionary was important, books were important, library is important. So our world was only limited to that. No other activities, not much. But books played an important role in my life.
Absolutely. I think books have changed so many lives. It has changed both our lives for sure in various ways. And there are a lot of, younger people here. We have people from different generations here, children, parents, grandparents. You spent a lot of time, with your grandparents growing up. Tell us a little bit about them and any, sort of incident or anything that they told you that you still keep in your mind and you think it's relevant today.
I have written about that. Books for at least one library I have written. My grandfather was a school teacher, and he's an old man. We used to go to library, and I finished all library books within a month's time or something. At a small village, you won't get new books. So once we were coming back, and he told me, "Beta, I will teach you half the poem, and you should complete. It's a well-known poem in Kannada." And he said, "If I have wings, what I will do?" And suddenly I said, "I will go to the neighboring village and read the books of the other library." He laughed because the actual poem is, "If I have wings, I will go to the Queen's palace and see her food or see her puppy," or something like that. I will cross the blue mountains and go to the other country. But I never talked. I said, "I will go to another library." When we came back, my grandfather said, "Beta, I don't know how long I will live." And he never went out of Karnataka. He told me, "I heard there is a man by the name of Andrew Carnegie in America, and he loved books, and he was a billionaire in those days. What money he gave to his children, minimum money, remaining money he built libraries in villages." He said, "What a life worth living." He said, "You have love for books, so will you promise me when you get enough money, more than enough money, you will buy books at least for one village library?" And he put his hand towards me. It was a rough hand which used chalk pieces for many years and the blackboard. And I was 10, 12 years, tender hand. I said, "Oh, Ajja, don't worry, I will do." And then we forgot about it. I forgot, but he died. And when I got enough money, one night I remembered that. Oh, what did I tell my Ajja? I will do that. And result of that, even today, I have that love for giving books to library. I have made 70,000 libraries in my life. Anywhere I see books, I will forget, like you are telling me, I will forget I have a next session or I have important. Once I missed my flight, I was reading Small is Beautiful. I think that is the Small is Beautiful, I think. I was reading in a Frankfurt airport and I was so much immersed. They called last call, and I realized that I missed the flight. So I always keep an alarm when I'm reading a book if I have anything else, because books take me to another world, a world of imagination, world of compassion, conversation, a world of adventure, a world of knowledge. There is no end what I get from my books.
No, absolutely. I think there can be no better friend than books, and I think a lot of us here already know that. Libraries are sort of like our caves, our piece of solace, where we also venture out into different worlds, and I think most of you also would have done that with the kind of books that you read and the writers that you like. You also were, one of the, I believe, the first female student in engineering college, Sudhaji. And there are a lot of women here, I can see. There are a lot of, I'm sure, working women who are trying to balance it all. And what were the challenges in those times? Did you face any, and how did you overcome them?
I was not the first, but I was the only girl in the university in my class. And the worst thing was there were no toilets. Because my college thought, I'm talking about 1968. Can you imagine how many years back? Almost 55 years back. I decided to join engineering, and it was like a bomb exploded in our house everywhere. And I come from a small town known as Hubli. Everybody talked to everyone. Dr. Kulkarni's daughter, my father was a doctor. I think something wrong with her. She wants to go to engineering. And like how to stop it. Okay, that was the major thing. Many people advised me. My college advised me not to have come to the engineering college because you are a distraction, they told me. And my professor said, how a girl can join, many people said, how a girl can do engineering? Is it ever possible? Okay? It is like a Sound of Music, how to solve the problem of Maria. I became like that in the entire province, in my city. My grandmother said, who will marry you? If the girl is engineering, she never knew there existed Narayan Murthy across the river. Okay? Even I did not know that time. And everybody gave their own instructions saying that it is never meant for girls, it is meant for boys, it's the hardest job. All those things. My father said, you are good at talking to people, you should become a lady doctor, it is so good. Everybody gave their piece of advice. And in those days, in 1968, there used to be romantic movies like Dhool Ka Phool and all. And in the kind of songs which were popular was "Sau Saal Pehle Mujhe Tumse Pyar Tha, Aaj Bhi Hai aur Kal Bhi Rahega," which is really not true. Nothing, that love will never remain for a long time. Okay? And or "Maang ke saath tumhara maang liya sansar." That kind of a songs were going on. So my college thought if I join, I may run away with the boy. Because of such songs, the boy will see the girl in the class, they fall in love, that kind of a thing. So they said, why build a toilet, ladies' toilet? It is of no use. This girl will go away within 6 months. We will wasting money on ladies' toilets. I said, there are no toilets. Okay, I said, fair enough. Then you should wear a sari. I was 16, 17 years old. I said, fine. Then they said, you should not go to college canteen. What are the rules? Just see. Today, women will write sexual harassment case, etc. I did not have such things. I said, okay, anyway, the canteen was bad. The last one was, you should not talk to boys. I said, okay, because boys never wanted to talk to me. I said, fine. And there was no toilet, and it was hard. The biggest challenge was, without toilet, I have to be there 8 semesters or 4 years. And that really gave me an opportunity to know when there are no toilets, men can use the entire world as a toilet, but women cannot. Women cannot. We have certain restriction, and we are not that kind of a shameless. Okay? So we really value our privacy. So it really helped me to understand women's plight when there is no toilet. And keeping that in mind, later in foundation, I built 14,000 rural toilets. Because I knew what it is. Girls' dropout rate is high in rural area because there are no toilets. There's a toilet, there's no water. Okay? So I will build a toilet along with borewell. That way I did. So that was the biggest one. And boys never used to talk to me and help me. They will always throw arrows at me, send love letters, all those things they will do. And I will carry all that and give it to my father to read. I did not have time to read. I will study. And I put all my mind in studies. I said, neither to left nor to right. I will only do studies. And teach boys, it is not, knowledge is nobody's domain. Knowledge is yours and mine also. Okay? Because even boys say how she will do carpentry, how she will do welding, all those they were talking about me. I did better welding than boys in my class. I did better measurements in civil engineering. Everything, because I put entire mind only in that. And in first semester, I got a first rank. I got my marks card. I stood in the area where there's the notice board. I said, what a myth in life. What an imagination in life that only boys can do engineering. I know how to be, all men should excuse me because I'm talking with the strong words. But that is what I felt when I was 18. I said, I will beat all these boys in their own game. So I wrote an article, How to Beat Boys. That gave me enormous strength and confidence that knowledge everybody can have if you work hard. There's nothing impossible in life as long as you do it legally, ethically right. Third thing is, I realized who is your best friend in life. Not my classmates, not my parents, not my siblings, not my teachers. I myself is the best friend. Atmahi atmano bandhur, atmahi ripu atmanaha. My worst enemy is I myself. I said, if I'm going to be my best friend, let me listen to my conscience and work hard. And I never left my first rank throughout my engineering. Second semester, all boys started coming to me. Sudha, my first name is Sudha Kulkarni. Sudha Kulkarni, ma'am, will you give your notes to me? I said, I will give. I'm a large-hearted person, I will give. Even though you have not given me in first semester, I will give. Okay. I gave, and I became extremely friendly with my classmates. They are like my brothers. Even today, about last week I was in my college for 75th anniversary. All my classmates who were boys are like my own brothers. You know, it cemented my good relationship with them. And I come from that school where, you know, when you meet a boy, you don't fall in love. You can talk to him like you can talk to anyone else. There are many, many people, you know, seeing a Hindi movie. They said, oh, they meet first time, they fall in love. It won't happen that way. You fall in love for that person's character, his knowledge, or what you give importance to that, not in the first meeting. So college made me strong, autonomous, and confident. And whatever I am today, thanks to my college, which gave me an independent thinking. And saying that it doesn't matter who is with me or not, still I will win the war.
Sudhaji, you're an inspiration for all of us, and there are a lot of people here, younger people, and sky is the limit for everyone. So I think we all are really inspired today listening to you, and will venture out into new areas as well. You also have written about traveling, you know, in Wise and Otherwise. You took us through the length and breadth of India, and there's so much that we can learn during our travels, and you've incorporated some of these characters and incidents in your stories as well. Tell us a little bit about, you know, how traveling inspired you, and, you know, how did you use it in your books?
I enjoy to travel because I'm an author, and an author can absorb a lot during traveling. They meet people. When I was very young, actually, I traveled all around a backpack in 1979 to America from Hubli. Okay, today everybody goes. That time it was hardly any girl used to go on a backpack with $400 or $500, not more than that. And when I came back, I wrote From Beyond Atlantic. How was my backpack trip to America? And that was my first book in Canada, and they published it in 1979. I traveled to a very unusual place because I always like adventures, you know. You see the world. So I have gone to Iceland, Cuba, and in India, my work takes me to all the places. I worked in Jharkhand. I have worked in partially in Bihar, partially in Gujarat, Jammu and Kashmir Valley. I have done some work. So all over India I worked, and I understood what my country is. For Narayan Murthy, country means software, technology, because he's a technology man. Okay, and though I'm a technologist, but my mind is also on the right side of the brain, thinks a lot. So for me, I realize what my country is, what my country needs, what my people need. It's not always technology. I realized in India while traveling, if you travel 150 kilometer, your language will change, your food habits will change, or your dialect will change, okay? And your dress code will change. So India is not a country, it's a continent. Like how Europe is a continent, India is a continent. We have so many countries, and in every country of India, or so many states, not even a state, every state has 3 states again. You know, it is so different than each other, and I realized that love for people, but basic value system is same. And poorer the people, they have larger the heart. That I realized. I've gone anywhere, poorer the people, larger the heart. And it is not, you know, and I'm a strict vegetarian. So people say it's very hard to travel. No, I did not have any problem. So wherever I go, I tell, look, I'm a strict vegetarian, give me a new matka. I will, you know, and I will cook rice if needed. There is no problem, as long as, and many times you do not know the language. For example, where I went in some Orissa, first time in the border area, what I talked, they never understood. What they talked, I don't understand. But heart to heart you can talk. That's what I learned. You know, I can understand why they have difficulties, what is their difficulties, in what way I can be able to help them. Heart talks in my work. And I enjoy traveling in so many places. Sometimes I had fever and there was nobody. I was in a station, the train was late by 5 hours, and I put the bedsheet on the platform and I slept. And it doesn't matter to me, because someone came and told me, are you not well? I said, no, I'm really not well. He said, when the train comes, I'll wake you up. So many people have shared their food with me. So many women have given their precious, whatever they have saved, to me. So many people have given simple but yet very powerful messages to me. I went to a place somewhere in the forest area. I can go on telling you, because I'm a teacher and a storyteller, so I can tell lot of things, but there is a limitation of time. I went to one tribal area and I took saris to give them. So once the mother came and she told me, my daughter is inside and I want 2 saris. I said, why 2? I'll give 1 each. And then I realized there was only 1 sari. Either a mother will wear and come or the daughter will wear and come. I cried there. I said, this is my country. My country needs 3 sets of clothes, 3 meals a day, and an education up to 12th class. A good communicative English language and a good vernacular or own state language. And with the survival skill education, I have seen that kind of a poverty where people were so poor. I have gone to a place known as Kalahandi. Reaching Kalahandi it takes your patience, you know. You have to travel by plane, then you have to travel by train, then you have to travel by jeep, then you have to use a boat to cross, and then you have to walk. Okay, it takes a lot of things. And I meet there, and the old man told me one thing that, I asked him questions, many questions to him on the work and all. He said, ma'am, it's all right, I will ask you one question to you. I thought, the old man, what he will ask me? He said, the river flows on its own, the wind comes on its own, the rain is a God's gift to us. Why you people cut the trees and then divide the river water, this portion is mine, that portion is mine? You reply to that. I was not able to reply. A wise man from Kalahandi. I met various types of people, and I learnt a lot in my work. I think traveling made me much more humble. Travel taught me how to be simple. That means if you are simple, it's easy to get along. If the more you ask, the more difficult guest you are. It also taught me about my country, my people, and their difficulties. People sitting in an AC room doing planning is of no use unless they travel, sit with the poor people, understand what they want, then only it is possible. This is what I learned in traveling.
Absolutely, and you've written about it in your books as well. One of the other things I think that you have spoken about and written about is appearances. How people are very quick to judge, about appearances, just looking at each other. And I think we all face that on a daily basis. Tell us a little bit more, how can it be like sort of, in fact, not always accurate?
It doesn't matter actually. What people talk, it really does not matter to me. Let them talk. Suppose, I'm head of the foundation, so when I give money, people who want money from me, they say, you look like Aishwarya Rai, but I'm not. Or they say, you should get Bharat Ratna. I said, what work I have done to get Bharat Ratna? People pump you. You should not get pumped. I said, okay, fine. People I don't give money, they say, what a waste, yaar. She doesn't have knowledge. She's Narayan Murthy's wife, so people like her. Neither of them are true. Okay, what I am is what I am. So it is not like, what people look at you. People can look at you in many ways. But you know inside what you are. I know inside what I am. What is good for me, what I know, what is not good for me, what I can do, I cannot do. So normally when you wear a sari or salwar kameez, in the airport people always think you are like Behenji in North India. Behenji. Sometimes they call Bhabiji. Okay? That means you do not know English at all, Once I went to Davos, that is international meet in Switzerland, and I met some Japanese people, some different kind, world different kind of leaders came. I was wearing a sari as usual, and they all thought I do not know English, and so politely they did like this. They said, Namaste. I said, gentlemen, thank you very much for meeting me. May I know your name? Oh, you know English? I said, yeah. In India, it's alternate language other than your mother tongue. So your appearance makes you to think, the moment you wear sari, you are Behenji, Amma, okay, you don't know English, and you're old-fashioned. And someone said, Sudha, you wear sari, but still you are very sharp. I said, sari means dull or what? If you are wearing sari, that means dull. It's one of the most beautiful dress I consider. All women, if you put on weight, wear a sari, nobody will come to know. You wear a salwar kameez, everybody will come to know. Sari can hide all your minuses. More than that, it's national dress. I'm proud about it. But people make, assumption, and I have written their cattle class. Once somebody called me, I was standing in a queue in a business class, And they said, they thought wearing, because I was wearing salwar kameez, they thought I'm one of those behenjis. And behenji means who is illiterate and also poor, both. They said, ma'am, you should stand in economy queue, it is not meant for you. And I knew my ticket, I said, okay, let me have fun. So once in a while, let me have fun. I said, is it? What is the advantage of business class? Oh, you get priority, etc., etc. It also costs more. Still I was standing. Then two of them were talking, in English. This lady won't understand. She belongs to cattle class. So she doesn't know what it is to have a business class ticket. At the end, I went with them in the same cabin. And, I told them, what is the definition of a class? Class is not by your appearance. Class is never by your appearance. Class is the kind of work you do. For example, Mother Teresa is a class lady, though she was wearing a white sari on her and a pallu like this. She was a class lady. Like Manjul Bhargav, actually Manjul Bhargav is a famous mathematician of India who is in the US and of a great caliber who has solved the equation which was not solved for 400 or 500 years. He is a class person. A class is the kind of work you do and contribute to your society where you live or to your country from where you are born. You are called a class. When you have money, you can buy anything of sari. At my age, if I buy a Kachipuram sari, Pattu sari and wear all diamond and color my hair, you think I look beautiful? It is like as good as repairing an old house with a new structure, neither useful nor livable. Okay? So, your appearance is entirely different. What you are inside and what you consider, and accepting that what you consider is more important to me. You may tell anything to me, and that is not important to me. Once I went to a music session 20 years back. Two women were discussing about general life. She said, my daughter is very bad in subject. No, make her a teacher. No, she went there, she failed. Make her a social worker. Then that lady asked, two were discussing, what is the advantage of social worker? Look at Sudha Murty, no brain. Okay? Poor, her husband has worked very hard and made a lot of money. She writes a check. Every day she is in a paper. When Sudha Murty can do social work, anybody can do social work. I said, okay, now let me come into the picture. I was sitting at the back. I just tapped her back. I said, do you know Sudha Murty? They said, who are you? I said, I am someone. But you were talking about Sudha Murty, let me know who is she. I said, you don't know? She's our good friend. We know her for a long time. Actually, I'm meeting them first time, okay? And when did you meet her last? Today morning. How does it matter to you? I said, I just asked. Then I told, I'm Sudha Murty. Oh, madam, how much you have changed from morning to night? Look at their guts. I said, no, I have not changed. I'm the same dull-headed Sudha Murty, okay? Who does not have any talent and writes the check. I'm the same. It doesn't matter because I didn't get in, I don't want to get a certificate from you people. But I told, stop talking ill of the subject. My daughter was dull, so I sent her to do a teaching course. I said, teachers should be extremely sharp. They should convert the text into a story to tell subject. When you love your teacher, you love that subject. I have noticed. My mathematics teacher was fantastic. I used to really like him. So I picked up mathematics. Okay. So normally children who are sharp, who love their teachers, pick up their subject. And teaching is not easy. Actually, I salute those teachers who teach kindergarten. It's hardest one. MA, PhD and all are easy. But kindergarten teachers put entire effort and they won't understand, but you have to make them to understand. If the teachers are not there today, all of us would have been Adnyani and Ashikshita and wandering like a savages. Teacher is the one who brings us to the line, and that's the reason teachers should be respected. There's a famous shloka in Mahabharata. Once Arjuna was asked, why do you respect teacher? You're the old Drona. He doesn't have a kingdom. He's an old man. And, he's a bachelor. I mean, he did not have his wife. He did not have his wife. But nothing great about him. That time, Arjuna replies in original Mahabharata, Na rajyam, na dhanam, na kanakam, na yauvanam. He says, it is not the kingdom, it is not the money, it is not youthful, your years. Nothing stays with you permanently. Nothing stays. You see the beautiful film actresses in my time, they are called old now. You have money, I have seen so many people with the money becoming pauper. So many things have changed in life, nothing remains with you. That's what then Buddha says, the only thing which remains with you is a change. Whatever exists, it perishes. So he says, Arjuna says, nothing is perishable, everything is perishable in life, but not the knowledge. Because knowledge cannot be buried, cannot be burnt, cannot be bought in the market. It can come through a teacher and through books. Through books is my addition, okay? Arjuna did not tell. Through teacher. A teacher is the one who gives knowledge every year to everybody. He becomes the richest man in life. So I salute my teacher. Teachers are very important. I gave a sermon to these two women. I told them, don't ever talk low of teacher, because that is a papa. And you know, you look at your students, your own children. If there is no education, what they would have been. Then I said about the social work next. I said social work is not easy. You require a tremendous compassion, because many times I will be in an area where there is a leaping jaundice. Oh, she's converting that. I'm very fast, beta. Okay, I'm like a fast track. Okay. Many times social work is difficult because somebody will sit in front of me and they tell everybody has the same story. I don't have money, I have problem. Nobody will have different problem. How much it's true, how much it is false, I should know. I will give an instance. I used to give medicine money for the nuclear medicine in a cancer institute. Every Monday was my day to give money to buy cancer medicine or a nuclear medicine. One day I just peeped out of my window. A car was stopped, a woman removed her earrings, kept in the purse, over a normal sari, and she came. I saw that and I quickly came to know what is that. Women remove their diamond earrings, wear a common sari and come and said, we don't have money because nuclear medicine is expensive, we will give money. I told you, wear your earrings and then you talk. She was surprised. So we have to judge a person who sits in front of me in 15 minutes, whether he is telling or she is telling lie, what extent lie, and if it is truth, how much I can give and how long I can give. I don't want to make that fellow as a beggar forever in life. You should have an exit policy. And you are dealing with the human nature. So you may make an error, but try to understand why they are telling lie. And this all I should finish in 15 to 20 minutes. Then I have to write a check. It is very difficult. And there is no formula. There is no book on that. There is no Wikipedia. There is no Google search. It is only with experience, with a compassion heart, with lot of experience around that area, you will be able to judge a person. I said, I may be dull-headed, but don't ever say social work is a low intelligent job. Don't ever do that. Then I told, if a judge makes a mistake, a person goes 6 feet above the land, he will be hanging. If a doctor makes a mistake, then a person will go 6 feet below the land. If a teacher makes a mistake, entire batch is wiped out. Have respect for teachers, respect for social workers, because they leave their own home. You know, I have not attended weddings in so many years, because for every wedding time, if somebody's wedding, there will be a priority of the project, I will go. Except my children's wedding, I have not attended any wedding. Rarely I attend, because I calculate time. I said how much time it takes. In Bangalore traffic, attending a wedding is a half-day job. Okay? And sometimes it's more than that. So I said I will do E Ashwarya, but I rather use that work. I'm from the E family, you know. So I said E Ashwarya, I rather spend the same time on my work, which will help people. So many nights I have slept in so many people's house. So many times I have been hungry in my work. And many times, you know, I don't get train, I have to wait hours to get there, if it's in a rural area. Still I like to do this job because this is my country and my country people need me. Actually, it's a very funny incident. When my son-in-law Rishi Sunak became a finance minister in 2000, I suppose, he called me, said, I'm getting this post, will you come? I said, better look at the position. COVID has come in December in Kerala. I said, after 2 or 3 months, it will come to India by extrapolation. Using my engineering brain, I felt it. After 2 or 3 months, we are rugged people, it will come after 3 months. By the time it comes to India, we should be ready with the hospitals, with the oxygen lines, with the PPE kits, with lakhs of masks, ration and ventilators. I gave advance money to ventilators in the month of January 1st week I gave. By the time there was a COVID clamp in India, our hospital was ready, our ration kit was ready, our PPE kit was ready. Mask, we made 2 lakhs masks actually, got it stitched, everything. So I told, you will become finance minister, my Ashwarya is there. But my country needs my services badly. And this time if I go, thank God I didn't go. If I'd have gone there, there was a clamping of the COVID laws, I would not have come to India next 8 months. So, social work takes lot of toll on your health, lot of emotional strain. I went to work in tsunami. You know how, the very next day I went, you get one hand, only one hand. It is so scary. One leg, a child's dead body. What you will do? You can't sit and cry there. You have to do the arrangement for burying or burning or burying depending on their faith. But you have to see all those things. And it requires a tremendous mental strength and a positive attitude. So what? I will still do this work. So I told her, don't look down upon social work. You can look down upon me, it doesn't matter.
Well, I have many more questions, but I'll ask one last question, Sudhaji, and then I will open the floor for questions from the audience because there are a lot of people here and I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask Sudhaji. Our session, is called Words of Wisdom, and we were talking in the morning and you said something to me and it just stuck to me. You said, love is patience. And I just cannot get it out of my head. It's a very unique way of describing love.
Love. If I care for somebody, then I will have a lot of patience. Like a mother does that. Mother is the one who cares for the child. When the child does a lot of mistake, because she has patience, she accepts. Suppose you are my friend and first mistake, I said okay. Second or third mistake, I said no, let me not have friendship with that person. I lose my patience when the love is lost. Where love exists, patience comes. And today's scenario, there are a lot of breakups, lot of fights, lot of unstable emotional relationship. It's only because we want all things fast and we don't have patience. I've seen in many places, if you are very upset, give one day. I have done that one. When I don't agree or when I'm upset or when I'm angry, normally I don't get angry, but I take it easy. But still, I'm a human, sometimes I may get angry. I sleep over that one night. That patience I will have. Next day morning, I'd have been little different, thinking that, okay, it's all right. When you want to maintain a good relationship, don't react immediately, losing your patience. Computer is different than human relation. Computer, button dabao, answer aata hai, right? Human relation is, I like you, chalo, we'll marry tomorrow. No. I may like you, but let me understand what you are. I may fight with you, but that is not end. Let me sleep over it for a couple of days and see what is plus. When you have patience, you make better decisions. And that is the reason when you love a person, you will generate patience. This is taught to me by my grandmother. She said, when you love a person, you will have patience. The day your patience is lost, then you remember you do not love that person. Your capacity has come down. So, keep relations as much as possible with love and with patience than just cut off immediately. But some relationships are so difficult to maintain. There you don't have any other go. You have to serve that and cut off that. But by and large, next generation, I request you, for everything, have patience. Patience pays you at the end. But the moment you lose patience, you won't get anything extra. Anything extra you don't get. And to have a calmer life, a better life, a creative life, you require a lot of patience. You should always say, today I might have failed. Let me wait for a couple of days. I may pass. I have not scored 70 marks in the exam. I have scored 70 marks in the examination. Let me work hard for the next 2 months and again test it. Don't come to a conclusion that I failed miserably and commit suicide. Nowadays I always tell children, if you don't score marks, don't think of committing suicide. Life is so beautiful, such a large ocean. So what? One window is closed. God opens another door to you. Why do you think an examination is the only final destination? You may not get into IIT, so what? You'll get into local college, you don't get it, so what? There are many types of intelligence in life. It is not only medical intelligence means scoring marks. A, a good a good singer, a good painter, a good cook, becoming a good mother, becoming a good school teacher. There are so many options in life, and you never know in which option you may shine. Don't come to the fast conclusion, I failed, and lose your patience and lose your confidence. Don't ever do that one in life.